MountainManDan here. Already made it through Seattle. Guess where we're at now? Goonies town, where it took place, Astoria. Hadn't found the house yet. Also haven't looked, but I can tell it's nearby. Goonies, never stay, die. All right, we made it through Seattle this morning. Sort of traffic free. I feel really stoked, but here we are. Coop and I are taking a quick pit stop, and we majorly failed trying to do that little billboard cutout type thing where we put our faces through. He wasn't into it. Anyways, we're on the way to meet my brother, so we're heading down to the Oregon coast outside of Portland, something that was convenient for him on this trip, and stoked to see him hang, and we'll see what we get into. Morning, MountainManDan here, day 2 of trip. My brother Blair is here, not in the van currently, but we're at his hotel. So starting the morning with some coffee and getting ready to maybe go grab a breakfast before he heads back to Portland. Stoked. Hadn't really explored that area much, so it'll be nice to not only do it with him, but maybe do it with an agenda, catch up on a few things that I've needed to do there for a while, and see some friends as well. Excited about that. Didn't surf yesterday, gonna try to get in the water today. It's a little chilly here, I guess. My nose is running and it's got a nice sea bite in the air. A little damp, but it looked great out, so I'm hoping we can get in the water and just have some fun today. I guess we may be ready. It's supposed to be good Monday as well here at the beach we're at, so I think it might be worth checking out, getting in the water and trying to surf. Take it while you can, right? Trying to get some footage of me and my brother, but we're just so excited to catch up, and we're like kids again that I'm not always getting the camera out. It's something I can learn to get better about, but it's just great to be able to connect and show him some of the West Coast and just be together generally, so I'm not getting the gear out as much just to try to capture it all. Forgive me there, but I'm gonna grind some coffee beans and get ready for a second French press when everybody gets down here and we're all hanging out. Time to actually press this. Also, my nose is running. I'm a bit of a guy with allergies. I'm from East Tennessee. You ever seen one of these? You know what a neti is? I'm about to show you how it works. You put this through your nose. Makes your nose stop running. Tilt the head. I hope that helps. It normally does. It will make your eyes water for a second because it is a massive amount of water funneled in and out. But give me 15. Oh, I'll feel a little better and I won't feel like I'm in a fishbowl. All right, right now, sprinkling a little bit of the classic Pacific Northwest. Trying to keep Coop clean since he is finally not smelling like a dog as bad. It's just so nice when his fur is that soft, and he's a little more snuggable when you don't get the scent on you of a dog, so that's nice. I want to keep him that way. Anyways, we're trying to figure it out because it looks like I may be surfing alone. Totally fine, but then it might have people waiting on me, and just to try to be chill with the group, I may come back in a couple days to the coast, get some surf in. But my brother's out in the Northwest, we're gonna hang. So maybe bounce back to Portland, see what we get into. You ready, bud? He's ready for me to leave him alone. It was pretty cold, and I caught a few, stood up, happy, but there's a lot of people in the water. So I paddled it out, caught a wave all the way in. Now the second workout, I'm getting this off. Uh-oh, my butt's out. Today was almost dry, now I'm gonna make it wet probably for the next day and a half. Van life problems. Oh! I switched it inside. Back to shower.
trying to get that extra workout in since the surf was fine. I'm out of shape for it, so it was hard. So we're just grinding up this hill. Did you just flash a peace sign? That's her favorite line. Oh wow, look at this. It's so sick. This is how I trip holding a camera walking.
All right, we have traveled down the coast. We split ways with my brother today. He and some friends went back to Portland. We're in Seaside area, so I went to check out some surf. It wasn't crazy good looking, but I did see it and it was inspiring enough to say I should try it, so I did. It was fun. It was cold and it wasn't that great, so it was just a good learning experience to see. Plus, the amount of people really turned me off. It's something that makes me want to only show up on like weekdays. It's just sort of for me, it's a natural experience. I don't like being in such a large group. And I mean, it's funny. I mean, maybe it's funny. I just was like hearing people jokingly say party wave like a lot out there, and it seemed silly. I was like, I wasn't trying to really do that. Plus, I don't know the skill level of everybody else, so it just seemed maybe because pushing it. Anyways, it was great. Headed down the coast, did a nice. I think we were out on a trail. We hiked for about an hour and a half, and now we're just making some food. There's a really good fresh foods grocery here in. We're in Seaside. It's really cool. It is called Fresh Foods, but they have everything. It is sweet and worth checking out. I've never seen such cool looking brands and things to just entice me as I'm walking around. Normally I know exactly what I want and I get the essentials, meats, greens, some veggies, fruits, and I'm good. But here I just see all the cool labeling and I want to get it all. So gonna keep cruising down the coast. I think we're gonna land in Portland tonight too. While the brother's out here, I want to catch up with him as much as we can. We had a ball, even just everything last night. Went out to a big dinner. It seemed a little kitschy where we were in Seaside, and it was challenging. Just so many people. It was sort of like a Jersey Shore feel in Oregon, or maybe like a southeastern Myrtle Beach feel, dirty Myrtle. Anyways, yep. It was wild, and all these towns are sort of getting hammered right now from the amount of visitation. So, correction, we're in Cannon Beach, but Cannon Beach is pretty tight right now. The road is tight, can't park anywhere. So, we're on a random pull off. It's not too trafficy up here at the end of town, and a quick cook, and I'm excited to do that. And then we'll be back cruising down somewhere to a junction to head towards Portland. So it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. And the road trip is just so enjoyable. This zone, hiking, unbelievable. It's sick. We are at Flatline Van Co. headquarters. Temperatures are a little warmer here in the Portland area, but we're checking out van stuff, blueprinting some stuff. That's my seatbelt warning. And going from there. So it's sort of like a playground for vans. There's so many good stuffs to look at. Hold on one second.
I know when you're leaving, we're gonna go grab lunch.
All right, sounds good. We'll try to connect.
All right, just text me.
All right, bud.
Later.
Yeah. Van on van on van. I can't talk multi-drive and actually assess a plan, which is why I said stuffs. It's no big deal. So much stuff to look at, so many things. Plus, you know, when you're amidst a home reno, sort of a new home build, all construction, where you're trying to blueprint and come up with ideas, it does get into this sort of wild possibility type scenario where you're like, oh, I could do this, I could do this. So it's neat to have other minds on it and ways to think about it. So quite pleased on that, and I'm so excited to have somebody to help me on that. So Portland's way hotter. Silas just left to take care of some stuff, and he's let me sort of in at their HQ to look in his old van and start sourcing out where I want to put stuff, measurements. It's a involved process, but a nice one. So I don't know if it's visible, but I'm a little damp, and since I'm moist and tired of feeling that way, it is time to shower. So we're booking rooms in Portland so we can hang out with my brother for a couple of days while he's visiting. After that, back out here, get the van. We're just outside of town here in Portland, and then we're gonna hit the road exploring Oregon some more. So welcome to Flatline HQ. After playing with vans and whatnot, I'm just cleaning up before we head into Portland. But just to drop a little backstory, Silas was a professional wake skater and ended up being the team manager for several big brands that were supporting a lot of athletes in our industry. I just happened to be on the wakeboard side of things, riding, and we knew of each other but didn't do much together. But it's cool to reconnect and be doing something that's both rewarding to us now, doing van stuff, building brand, promoting brand, and hopefully planning some good trips together and doing some fun things. So, showering, I'll document soon. More vans, and we keep going. Boards, mini ramp, and if you want to practice your other skills, golf simulator, more bikes, pretty much all the things you would want to have. Perfect style playland if you could design it, and he did it. Wall of boards, and more gear. Guess you could call this the boardroom. All right, we're clean. We're wearing the fresh Flatline uniform. Also, Danny needed some clean clothes. So, and even on the clean clothes, there's still dog hair on it. But we are bouncing into Portland now. Got a ride that'll keep Coop in there, and we are off. So we will connect with Silas in a day or so, hang back out, hopefully grab a bite, and go from there. Man, there's a lot of good looking vans here. That one, and that, ooh, that one's mine. So, home sweet home for a second, and then probably be reporting to you live from Portland, a coffee shop, a craft brewery, if they have any, or potentially some fine dining soon. We'll do our best to find it. We found secure parking outside of Portland after enough locals telling me, oh, I wouldn't park downtown. Oh, maybe not right now. So whether it's pandemic or political, seems like Portland's not the place to try to park a rig downtown. So I'm not doing it. Here's our little spot here for a couple days. And look who's enjoying a little bit of lush living. Hey man, you feel okay? He was limping a little yesterday. I think he jumped out of the van a little funky, but he's still good, and we walked him pretty good this morning, but he sure does like some AC, doesn't he? See y'all later, and I think we're getting pizza with Blair. So we'll check back in and hopefully have the whole crowd together. Looks like my camera's not adjusting. More to learn. I'm a noob, not as tech savvy as I thought. Shake. Oh, you got it. It is so hot. I just stepped out of the hotel and I just needed to let Coop take a leak. What is the policy for this? He just did it on the sidewalk. I got water with me. Yeah, does everybody just wash it off? Like, what do people do in New York or San Francisco with their dogs when they take a leak on the sidewalk? The poop's obvious, you just bag it, but part of me's thinking about putting some leaves on it. I don't really know. Uh-oh. Oi. Rough landing. Might have to settle for the bronze. So far off to a good start. Yep. Oh dear. Is it good? Delicious.
What up? Weekend capper after my brother Blair was here out in the Northwest. He came to visit Portland, just a location that they picked. It was sick. We left the van outside of town, and man, it was just cool to connect with him and let him see what we do out here. We're already doing fires for the evening, and it seems like it's a lot darker out here than I think the camera's showing, but it's evening time. It's 8:45, almost 9 p.m., but I didn't get a lot of footage of us catching up. You know, it was him, and he had some of his friends that he also works with. He's an ER doctor in North Carolina, and it's really cool to have them out here, but they weren't trying to do a lot. You know, their job's really demanding, and for them to come out and just get to share some different culture, maybe it's laxer or maybe just van life is different, but man, to connect and hang with Blair and do some silly stuff, I didn't want to have the camera out. I love documenting this lifestyle, but for us to be together, it just didn't mean enough for me to bring the gear while I was Ubering around, and maybe that's a personal choice or maybe just laziness. I don't care. It was so awesome for us to connect and chat and eat good, share in some libations, and for him to see all this was great. So that's the capper of the weekend. I'm about to jump in the water here. You can't even see it. I can hear it. And yeah, just to do a little cold water therapy, get rid of all the eating out and detox from the town living. It'll be nice. And I hope this video sort of encompasses like the brotherhood, the brotherliness of us just hanging and the funtivities. And you know, if it doesn't, that means I've got more work to do on this camera later. I thought it might be worth reporting. It was worth it, and after 2 dips, we were absolutely at a brain freeze. So totally worth it. A nice shower, and here's the back of the van that I'm used to. So like a quick shower setup and rinsing the feet off with all the sand. Already got either my own hair or Coop's hair on my mouth, and calling it. So a nice little Thursday. Was tough to see Blair set sail, but stoked we got to connect.